You've probably heard about it, right? Maybe seen it whispered about online, in forums or chat groups. This special visa, one that seems to offer a direct path to a U.S. green card just by investing, it almost sounds a little too good to be true. So, what's the real story here?
And this question, from a Bay Area engineer on Reddit, just cuts right to the chase. They've got a family, they've got the funds, but they're swimming in a sea of noise and doubt. They just want to know, is this a real path, or is it just some kind of crazy gamble? All right, let's dive in.
So the official answer? Yes. This program is absolutely real. It's called the EB-5 Immigrant Investor Program. Congress created it way back in 1990 with a really clear goal: use money from foreign investors to create jobs for American workers. Simple as that.
And we're not talking small potatoes here. The economic impact is pretty huge. I mean, get this. In just one fiscal year, the EB-5 program pumped almost $3.4 billion into the U.S. economy. And it supported over 42,000 American jobs. And here's the kicker. It did all that at zero cost to the taxpayer.
Okay, so if you're an investor and you're thinking, all right, this is for me, you almost immediately hit a major fork in the road. You've got to make this critical choice between two very different ways to invest. Both paths lead to the same goal, that U.S. green card, but they are not the same.
So this first choice really comes down to one big question. How hands-on do you want to be? With direct investment, you're the boss. You're an active entrepreneur. You run the business, and you have to prove you hired at least 10 full-time employees. We're talking W-2s, the whole deal. The other path, the regional center, is for the hands-off investor. You put your money into a big project that a professional team runs, and the job creation part is way more flexible. You can count direct employees, sure, but also indirect jobs, like with suppliers, and even what they call induced jobs, which get created when all those new workers spend their paychecks around town.
And this preference for regional centers leads to something a little ironic. As one attorney pointed out, Congress kind of thought this would be for all sorts of regular companies. They never really pictured that huge real estate deals would become the main thing. So why did it happen? Well, it mostly boils down to one word: security. Investors just feel a whole lot safer when their money is tied to a physical, tangible thing, like a giant hotel or a hospital.
So you've picked your path, and odds are you've gone with a regional center. Now the real hunt begins. Where exactly does that $800,000 go?
And the menu of options is honestly pretty diverse. Yeah, real estate and hotels are super common, but EB-5 money is funding everything. You've got state-of-the-art hospitals, senior living homes, manufacturing plants, green energy projects, even massive infrastructure jobs.
So you might be scrolling and see a pitch like this one. It's slick, it's professional, a brand new orthopedic hospital in Los Angeles. It checks all the boxes, right? It's in a high unemployment area, construction's already started, and, this is a good sign, the doctor owners themselves have millions of their own money in it.
And this number right here, this points to something called a job buffer, and it is absolutely critical. This hospital expects to create more than 5 times the jobs it legally needs to. For an investor, that buffer is a massive safety net. Why? Because if the project doesn't create enough jobs in the end, your green card could be denied.
Or you could stumble onto something totally different. I mean, check this out. This developer, Kyle Walker, he spotted a huge gap in the market, right next to America's national parks. So he's not just building another boring chain hotel, he's creating these unique resorts, safari lodges as he calls them, for places like the Grand Canyon.
Now, investing in a rural project like that isn't just about a cool business idea. It's actually a really smart strategic move. See, under the new rules, these projects get priority processing. They have their own special batch of visas set aside just for them. And for an investor, that could mean cutting years off the agonizing wait time.
But behind all the slick brochures and the exciting projects, there's a pretty tough reality. The EB-5 journey is a gauntlet. It's a long, difficult process filled with a ton of risk and even more waiting.
And when I say long, I am not exaggerating. People on the forums talk about this all the time. The timeline is staggering. So you file your first petition. Then you might wait 4 years or even more just for a decision. Then you get a conditional green card for 2 years. After that, you file another petition and wait another 5+ years for that to get approved. We're talking about a journey that can easily take more than a decade from start to finish. And you can just feel the pain in posts from people stuck in this limbo. I mean, imagine this. This user waited almost 5 years for an interview, and then their status just says refusal. No explanation, just stuck, waiting for some kind of news about their entire future.
And this gets to the brutal, honest truth about the money. Let's be really clear here. This is not a fee for a service. As this Reddit user puts it so bluntly, it's a true at-risk investment. You have to be okay both financially and emotionally with the very real possibility that you might lose every single penny of that $800,000.
So after you go through that long, risky gauntlet, what's waiting at the end? Is there actually a green card at the end of this rainbow?
And this takes us right back to that original question from the engineer on Reddit. So are there success stories? Absolutely. Yes. This post right here, this is the dream scenario. This is what everyone hopes for. 4.5 years, they got their green card, and crucially, they got all their money back. For them, totally worth it.
And the success isn't just personal. The program has had a truly transformative impact on communities all over America. EB-5 money has funded a high-speed train in Florida, it saved a historic shipyard in Philly, it built a zero-emission bus factory, opened a tuition-free charter school, it even helped create the world's largest solar thermal plant.
But for every one of those success stories, you have to look at the other side of the coin. Because if the project you invest in fails, if it goes bankrupt or just doesn't create enough jobs, it is a devastating double blow. The investor can lose all of their money and lose their chance at a green card.
So what's the final verdict? Is the EB-5 program this amazing engine for American jobs? Or is it a crazy high-stakes gamble for a green card? Well, the truth is, it's both. It's this incredibly complex, powerful tool. The opportunities are immense. But for the individual investor putting their money and their dreams on the line, the outcome is never, ever guaranteed. It's a program that builds America one very personal, very high-risk bet at a time.